I'm all dressed up like this because I had to work today, and on Fridays at Express at my store we have to dress in party wear. Do I look like I'm going out to a party? I'm not. I don't have any plans on Friday night. I was born into the airline industry, and when I say that, I mean my mom had worked for SkyWest for 27 years, and SkyWest is a Delta Connection and United Express carrier. I have literally been flying since I was a baby, and it's in my blood. It's something I love to do. I love being around planes. I love being in planes. Everything about airplanes amazes me. Part of being an airline employee means that you get flight benefits, which is fantastic. So that's why I've been able to fly for my entire life. And at one point I was working for SkyWest myself, so I have also had the opportunity to work in the airline industry, and eventually I hope to get back there because I love it more than anything. This week I went to Michigan to visit someone. I was only supposed to be there for a day, so I was flying out Tuesday morning and spending all day Tuesday and then leaving Wednesday afternoon. And when I left, the flights looked great. I got there with no problems, because when you fly as an employee, or in this case I'm flying on my mom's retirement benefits, you fly as what's called space available. So if there's a seat, you can get the seat depending on your priority. I flew out there, everything was fine, I made it there, didn't have any problems, and I ended up checking the wrong day when I was looking at flights coming back, and the day that I was looking at looked fantastic, but the day I was actually flying looked terrible. And just my luck, when I got to the airport, I found out that I had made my listing for the wrong day, and a storm was rolling in, a huge, massive storm, and I ended up getting stuck in Detroit. And I couldn't find a way out. It took me a couple of hours. I had to have a couple of people help me find different flights and look at things and see if I could find any way back to Salt Lake City that day, and there was no way I was getting to Salt Lake. I tried everything. So I ended up flying to San Diego, and on the later flight, it got in at 9-something Pacific time. I had to sleep in the San Diego airport, which was terrible. I didn't even sleep, it was awful. I woke up that morning and the flights from San Diego to Salt Lake looked great. And I decided that since I had a friend in San Diego that I wanted to see, I would not get on the first flight, and that I would get on the second flight instead because it looked great and I could still get on. Well, I got a seat on the first one, but I turned it away. The second one, I didn't get a seat. The third one, I could have maybe gotten a seat, and then a Cincinnati flight canceled and they started rebooking people on the flights to Salt Lake. So I was screwed, and there was no way I was going to get to Salt Lake from San Diego that day either, and I had to be back for work today. I decided that I was going to fly from San Diego to LAX, which is only, technically it's an hour flight, but only takes 20 minutes. I flew from San Diego to LA, took the Metro Transit from LAX to Long Beach, and then I had to walk from the last bus stop, which wasn't very far, to the airport. So I took a bus, 2 trains, and another bus to get to the airport. And when I left San Diego, the flights looked really good. The flight that I wanted to take had 6 seats, and the last one had 6 seats, and there were only like 2 other employees that wanted to travel. Well, when I got to Long Beach, I was so excited. I went through security, I grabbed a muffin and milk, and I sat down, opened my computer to look at the flight. It was oversold. By only 1, which, you know, 1 isn't bad. I ended up getting on the last flight, and I know the station manager for Long Beach, the SkyWest station manager, and she's one of the coolest people I've ever met. I love going and talking to her when I'm in Long Beach. So we sat and chatted for a while, caught up, and just talked about random things. I ended up getting out on the last flight, but in 24 hours I had been in 4 airports. I had gone through security 6 times. I hate TSA. And I had been on 1, 2, 3, 4 planes before I got home. It was a nightmare. But at the same time, I look back on it, and how many people can do that? Not very many people have the opportunity to just fly to Michigan and then fly from Michigan to San Diego to Los Angeles, get on a train, take public transit to Long Beach, and then fly from Long Beach back to Salt Lake City. Not many people can do that on a day. So I had to look back and think, you know, this is actually kind of fun, and it's really awesome that I have the privilege of being able to do this. Not very many people do. As stressful as it was and as exhausted as I was when I got home, I think it was a really fun experience being able to do that. That's all I've got. I just wanted to share my little adventure with everyone. And if you have ever experienced anything like this as a regular passenger, if perhaps you are an airline employee, feel free to make a video response, comment below, anything like my video, subscribe to my channel, and then I also, as usual, post links to my social networks below, so if you want to follow me or whatever, go ahead and do that. I won't stop you.